The three easy ways that I use to learn English vocabulary first and that you can also use to learn English vocabulary first are: number one, I use the 95 to 5 rule of learning English. Second way that I use to learn English vocabulary first is by learning word lemmas or learning word families. Third way that I use to learn English vocabulary first is by learning English words in context and not just a single word. First way is following the 95 to 5 rule, which basically states that 95% of English can be learned by focusing on the most common 5% of its vocabulary. This means that if you can master high frequency English words, you will understand majority of the conversations, including lists, including articles, and including daily conversation. And if you want to master English vocabulary first, this method guarantees you first results. So what you're going to do is you just focus on the most commonly used English words. And this is gonna be easy because English offers a huge variety of words compared to other languages, and this gives learners flexibility and depth in expression. So the current English vocabulary is 170,000 words, and the average native speaker uses about 20,000 words to 35,000 words per day. So that leaves us with the question, how many words do I actually need, or do you actually need to get fluent in English? Well, good news, you don't need all the 170,000 words to get fluent in English. At the basic level, you only need approximately or around 500 to 1000 words. That is the basic level of English. For the intermediate level of English, you need around 2000 to 5000 words. If you want to be advanced in English, you'll need to learn 8000 words to 10,000 words and above for you to reach the advanced level of fluency. And that's where this method comes in, 95 to 5 rule. You're only going to focus on the most commonly used English words. And if you can master and learn the most commonly used English words, you will be able to understand most English conversations. And that's how I learn my English vocabulary. I only and mostly focus on the high frequency words. That means the most commonly used words like there, to, for, it, and pronouns like he, she, it, him, common verbs like do, be, have. But the trick is to focus on the mostly used words in English. The second way that I use to learn English vocabulary first is by learning word lemmas. By word lemmas, I mean word family. So what I mean by this is instead of just learning one word, I learn variations of that word. For instance, let's say I learn a word like create. Let's look at the variations of create. We have creator, we have creation, and we have creativity. A word like act. We have action, we have actor, we have actress, we have acting. A word like run. We have runner, and we have running. So that's what I mean by learning word variation. It's almost like word square root. Like if you learn a word, you learn a word that can be derived from that word. Very simple, very easy. No more explanations needed. The third way that I use to learn English vocabulary first is by learning words in context. And what I mean is I don't just learn word per word. I learn a word, I learn its meaning, and I learn how it has been used in a sentence. So when I watch a YouTube video or when I read an article or just a storybook and I come across a new word, I not only know the word, I also know how the word has been used in that sentence. And this has helped me remember and master English words even much faster. Because if you know the meaning of a word and how the word has been used or how the word is used, it's easier to recall that word rather than if you just learn the word itself on its own. And there's several words that I've learned this way. Words like binge watching, impromptu, audacity. I've learned these words just by learning them in context. For instance, I was watching a movie. Someone said I was binge watching a movie the whole weekend. In my head, I didn't know the meaning. I didn't know the meaning of binge watching, but it related to movies the whole weekend. And for a minute, I thought that binge watching was just watching an episode and that's it. But when I listened to that statement again, I looked up the word binge watching, it made more sense to me. I binge watched a certain movie the whole weekend. So it's not just watching something once, it's watching the whole of a series in the weekend, continuously watching one episode after another. And that's how I learned that word, binge watching. Now it's easy for me to recall the word binge watching just because I learned it in a sentence. Just imagine if I just read the word binge watching somewhere. I wouldn't really know what it meant. So learning English vocabulary is gonna be way easier and faster if you just follow these 3 ways that I've given you in this video. So 95 to 5 rule, learning words in context, or learning word lemmas or learning word families. So that is all I had for you in this video. If this was helpful, ensure you subscribe to this channel and let us catch up in my next YouTube and in my next video. Bye bye.